Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a full face of first impressions. I'm going to go through and try a ton of new makeup, and I'm going to tell you my thoughts as we go. This was pretty successful, but there was just a couple misses and a couple things I think you would like to know if you're going to purchase any of this new makeup. So if you're interested in seeing how I got this full face and a bunch of new products in action, then please keep watching. Alright guys, I'm going to start off with this Beauty Filter Cream Glow. This is what I mentioned in a haul and also in my favorites. Been really enjoying this, and it's basically like a moisturizer. It can be a primer, but I like to do a primer afterwards, so I'm going to apply this all over the skin, and then we're going to go in with like a blurring primer. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with this Gerard blurring base. This is a really nice blurring primer. It does have a strong scent, but this is what it looks like. It is white, almost like a cream. It smells like florally, like high-end. But I just take a little bit and put it right here. You know what? It smells like sunscreen, but it really blurs your pores. So I just focus it in my T-zone. Next, I'm going to be going in with this new Cover FX Power Play Matte Foundation. I had a bunch of you requesting this, and I went ahead and picked up the shade G40. I think it was just like a medium olive beige to match my self tan. Now I will say, when I opened this, I was like, I don't like this dispenser. I just find that this is probably going to be a mess. So looking like it'll be a decent color match. It's pretty thick. So I'm just going to start blending it out. It's not looking full coverage to me. All right, let's go in with more. The thing is, I used quite a lot. I mean, I used a decent amount. So let's go in with some more on our beauty blender. So that's looking better. So it's definitely buildable. I think you just have to use a lot, but it's not really practical when a foundation's like $40. Now that I blended it all in, the finish, I have to say, is very, very nice. I just am a little bit perplexed on how much product you have to use. I mean, I typically don't really pay attention to stuff like that, but with this squeezy tube, I had to squeeze out 3 to 4 times to get an even coverage. Basically, a little bit doesn't go a long way. So I want to add a little bit of glow, so I'm going to use a little bit of this Flawless filter from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm just curious, and I've seen people using it under makeup, as makeup. They've used it on top like I'm doing. So just on my cheeks where I'd like to glow a little bit, maybe on my forehead. Hopefully this doesn't disrupt, but I'm just going to blend this in. Oh yeah, definitely radiant. It's kind of nice. It'll make like a matte foundation not look so matte. And I know that when we first, or not when we, but when I first saw this, they only have like 7 shades, and I was like, really? Like, you're coming out with 7 shades? But realized that, or quickly realized that this is like a hybrid product. There really is nothing like this because it is like a highlighter. Let me swatch it for you. It also has pigment. Now I'm in the shade 3. So here's the shade I'm in, but I don't know if you can tell on camera. It is definitely like a glowy liquid highlighter, but it also has pigment. So it's almost like a custom enhancer drops or Cover FX drops dialed down mixed with the foundation, if that makes sense. So I did a little bit of a nose contour. I started it out with this Kim KW contour stick. Now I'm going to go in with this new concealer from Laura Mercier. This is their Flawless Fusion Ultra Long Wear. Excuse me. I've tried it a couple times, but honestly I didn't try it over like a full face. I kind of did like a tinted moisturizer situation, and I didn't think the coverage was that great, but it's getting rave reviews on Sephora. So I'm in the shade 1 Neutral. I could probably do a darker shade, but this is what I have on hand right now. So this is like the newest concealer. So to kind of balance out, because this is pretty light, I'm gonna kind of do the whole shebang, which I usually don't do. But I remember when I used it, I just felt like the coverage was mediocre, and I just think we've all kind of become accustomed to full coverage concealer. At least that's what I prefer. I prefer to use less, but to get more coverage from my concealer. So let me just see. We'll try this out, and I'll kind of reevaluate my thoughts. Okay, so it definitely looks like it's more coverage on top of a full coverage foundation. I'm actually really kind of liking the way that's looking. So I'm just bringing it into my nose contour. The way it feels, sort of reminding me of kind of like a NARS Radiant Creamy, just the texture and the coverage if I had to compare. If you're one of those people that kind of uses like a tinted moisturizer and then you throw some Tarte Shape Tape on to get you through, I don't think this would be the one. This is a little bit more on the medium side of coverage. All right, so I did pick up another airbrush powder from Charlotte Tilbury, and I got the shade 1, which I've never had. I usually have 2. So I'm gonna use this to set under my eyes. I'm just like trying to calm down on the baking because I'm more into like a dewy look, but without being greasy, and I still need to set, but I want to set more lightly. So I'm using a G40 from Morphe. I've been using it all week. That's why it is dirty. And I'm just going to kind of press this powder under the eye and on top of my lids. And then I can kind of press it in the center of my face. To set the rest of my face, I'm going to go in with the shade 2, which I've hit pan on. This is a really nice powder. I know a lot of gurus kind of jump on bandwagons, but this really is airbrush in the sense it's very smoothing and it does have some coverage. So I'm actually going to take my beauty blender and just lightly press and roll into the skin for the rest of the face to set. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump off camera and do my brows, and then we'll get right back to it. Okay, so I have my brows on. I've been struggling with my brows lately. I have an appointment to get them microbladed, so stay tuned for that. I've already had it done a few times, but I'm getting like a touch up. So now I'm gonna go into contour and bronze. So I'm gonna use this new Gerard Cosmetics palette, and it's a 3-pan palette, and let's see, it has a Wiped Up Blush, First Class Blush, and Forever Bronzer. I believe it's $26, but I do have a 30% off code for them, which I will put on the screen. And this is a new release. I have not even tried this. So I'm gonna go in with the bronzer, which is right here, and I'm gonna use this to really warm up the face. Okay, using a Morphe M100. This is like a tiny little brush. So it's definitely like a light, warm color. Definitely not going to be dark enough or cool enough for contour, but we'll just use it to really bring some color back. All right, for blush, I'm going to go into First Class, which is in the middle. It looks like a pretty pinky mauve-y shade. Looks really pigmented. Pretty. And this is a R14 from Morphe. I like this. It's like this palette is very summery, spring-like. Looks really healthy, and I think I got a little carried away there. Okay, moving on to eyes, I'm gonna go into this Makeup Revolution Soph X palette. A lot of you guys were telling me to pick it up, and I actually had it in my collection. I just hadn't tried it. If I can get it open. I'm not gonna do a ton on the eyes today because I have like a mascara I wanna try, also a liner pen. So we're just gonna focus really on everything else. But I'm gonna go in, I think I'm gonna go into the shade up here and just kind of put this through my crease. So I'm gonna use a Morphe M533. I have used another palette from them and I really was impressed. Okay, also gonna take an M503 from Morphe in that same shade, and I'm just gonna sweep this on the lower lash line, and then we're gonna go in and try a new liner pen. All right, so now I have this new Smashbox Always On Liquid Liner. This is a liner pen. It looks promising. It looks very similar to, there goes the cap. It looks very similar to all the kind of liner pens that I like. So we're gonna use this and we're gonna do a wing. So I already noticed it's a little bit, it grabs a little bit, whereas like my M Cosmetics just slides right through. This is a little bit tuggy. Definitely black. Okay, so I used this on the other eye and I had to end up going in with another pen. This is not my favorite. It just skips. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like a Too-Faced, like the Too Faced liner pens in the sense that they just kind of skip, and I need something that is just like a straight glide. So if you hear a bulldog snoring, that is my bulldog, so I apologize. But now I'm going in with this new Butter London Stroke of Wow volumizing mascara. I actually got like a ton of new mascaras in, so I'm just gonna try to like use them and see my thoughts. So let's go ahead and try this out. So it has like two sides. On one side it has, we'll have to show you a close-up. It has like a separating tool, and then on the other side it has like a normal brush. Oh, okay. I really like the side with the normal brush. I mean, I have a thick winged liner on, so let me see if I can show you up close. Okay, so there's the spiky kind of comb through side. And then if you go on the other side, there's a normal brush. So first impressions, I really like this. I would use this again. I'm gonna put this in my top drawer because I just like the way that it applies. It gives me some volume. So I'm gonna go into these Lily lashes. These are her faux mink in Mykonos. I remember wanting to use these so bad, and they were only in mink, and I don't wear mink lashes, so I was so frustrated, and now there's actually faux mink. I really like Lily lashes. I think they are quite pricey, but if you use them 10 times, you're really kind of getting your use out of them. So, okay, so I have a new highlighting palette, and this is new from Morphe and Bretman Rock. So you do get the highlighting palette, and then there's also a fan brush that comes with it. And you can use my code BABSBEAUTY to save. So this is what the inside looks like. I'll show you some swatches. So here are some swatches of the palette. You do get 6 highlighters, and as I said, you do get the fan brush. So I'm gonna go into the shade Vacation right here. Bretman's super funny, so I wouldn't expect anything less. And I am going to use this to highlight. I'm gonna use the brush, so we're just gonna dip in. Ooh. So definitely a beautiful palette. I like that there's all different shades. So if you are fair to light, you could use these 2 shades. Light medium, you could use probably 4 shades. And then if you're tan to deep, you could use these shades. So it's a well-rounded palette, and the brush is nice, really big fan brush. And I feel like I'm glowing like really intensely. So I curled my hair, and now I am going to line my lips. I'm using Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude. So I filled them in, and I'm gonna go in with this Crystal Hearts lipstick. This is a new brand to me. I got a PR package from them, and the shade is 302 Beverly. And to finish off the look, I'm gonna use my Sephora Hydrating Soothing Coconut Water mist. I really like this. That was loud. And I'm just going to just sitting here wondering if my hair is big enough. Alright guys, so here is the completed look. Overall, I really liked most things that I tried. Aside from the eyeliner, I think everything was really nice. I would use it again. This lipstick feels very comfortable, very pretty, thin formula, but full pigment, and I don't have that line on the inner rim of my lips. Love the highlighter, love the lashes, really love everything pretty much except for that liner. So I think we had a successful kind of try on and first impressions. Let me know down below if you've tried any of these products or if you're going to pick them up. And if you want me to do more videos like this, I can do that. There's so many new releases, it's just hard to keep up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.